Hey guys, want to do a walkthrough on how to add or edit data campaigns. Once you complete our quick start guide, going forward, you won't use that at all. In fact, you won't even have access to it. So going forward, to edit or add data campaigns, you'll navigate to Campaigns, Data. And it should be noted that your first data campaign will be called Default Campaign, which you can change at any time. So to edit a data campaign, we're going to click the pencil icon to edit. And I'm just going to go ahead and change the name to My First Campaign. And when you're saving changes, when you're editing, you're always going to click the Finish button. Since editing and creating a new data campaign is a pretty similar process, I'm just going to walk you through how to add one. All the same rules and fields and stuff like that are completely identical. So to add a new data campaign, I'm going to click the plus sign up here. And then I'm going to walk you through each of these different steps. So the first part is just giving your campaign a name, something to uniquely identify it by, and then setting a status. The campaign status, if active, means this campaign is eligible to deliver new leads based on your filter criteria specified. If you set it inactive, it is not eligible, it's turned off. And then if you archive it, it doesn't technically delete it, but it won't show up in your list unless you changed your filter here to view the archived campaigns. Just a way to get stuff out of the way if you're no longer using it. I'm going to go to the next step, which is schedule. For the scheduling, these are completely optional, but if you wanted to set a start date for your data campaign, you could do that here. And likewise, if you wanted to set an end date for your data campaign, you'd do that here. Use case for that might be if you want to collect data during a holiday or Valentine's or something like that, you could have a data campaign that just ran during a particular period of time. The send delay indicates, do you want to wait a period of time before you capture that record? In most cases, you won't use this, but one use case might be if you want to wait one day to see if they convert or hit one of your negative URL filters to give them more time to hit that particular page to not deliver that record. For the audiences step, you need to select at least one audience for your data campaign. If you've got only one pixel or site visitor data audience, then you'll only be able to select that one. However, in my particular case, I created a second audience. We'll show you that in the audiences modules, but I want to actually target that second pixel. So I'm going to select that. And right here, you'll notice that a filter option popped up. I'm going to walk through the details of audience filtering in another module in the campaigns area. So keep an eye out for that if you want to learn more about how to adjust filtering. Should be noted also that you can select multiple audiences. So if you want to target anybody for our default pixel and our second audience, you could select both of those as well. For suppressions, we do support the ability to suppress against existing customers. That can be based on their email addresses, or it could be based on their name and mailing address, what we call CRM data. In our audiences module, we'll review how to create new audiences and upload data into the system. For my particular campaign, I'm going to select my customer list, which is CRM data or their names of addresses I've uploaded into the system. It should be noted also suppressions are completely optional, but the advantage of a suppression is if you already have that customer, it'll avoid you actually having to purchase that record again. For geofilters, if you're a regional business or doing regional targeting, I highly recommend these. You can filter by state or zip code, much like the Quick Start Guide. The only difference being you can actually do negative targeting. So on the Quick Start, you can only target states, so like Illinois and Missouri. But here you can actually say state not in, meaning it'll target every state except Illinois, Missouri. Likewise, zip code, we can do zip code filtering. It's the list here. In this particular case, this would require the leads to be either in 63101 or 62236. Alternatively, you could say zip code not in, and this would target anybody from any other zip code except those two. When you are creating a geofilter, you do have to add it. So I'm just going to create a name for that. And then I'll click add. In theory, you could have combinations of geofilters, which is why it works that way. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Hey guys, step 6, this is identical to pretty much what you saw on the Quick Start Guide. which we covered in that tutorial, but I'll walk you through it again. So our data priority indicates what data we always want to receive. The default is name and address, and then email where available. You could change that to be email, so you'll always get email, and then name and address where available. Those tend to be about 85% of the time. Or you could specify the last option, which is name and address and email are all required. And that might reduce your match volume a little bit because sometimes we'll have one and not the other. Delivered frequency, again, is how often we will send that data to your integrations or how often it'll appear in our reporting system. So the options here are every 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, hourly, and daily. The resend period indicates if we deliver a record today and somebody comes back after that period, do you want to receive the record again? The default is after 30 days, if they come back and meet your filter criteria, we will deliver that record again. There's also a 60-day option, a 90-day option, and a never resend option, meaning if they come back at any point in time, no matter how long it is in the future, we won't send that record again to you. The final option, completely optional, is appends. So we do have the ability to append demographic data to that record, which could be useful for filtering or segmentation in your marketing efforts. It should be noted that the field appends do cost an additional amount per successful append. Once you're done making your changes, whether you're adding a campaign or editing, you always click the Finish button, and that'll save those changes. If there are any questions or issues, please email us at support@leadpost.com or visit leadpost.zendesk.com.